Welcome back bitches to another video. I wanted to make something more creative than Unpopular Opinions, but they don't pay my bills, so here we are whether you like it or not. I hope I hurt your feelings, you fucking snowflakes. Let's now start.
There's no need for divine love anymore, because I'm no longer a prisoner.
I know this is extremely controversial, but put down keyboards for a minute. Even if these claims are correct, sis canceled for something she did in middle school. Am I saying she should go by? Am I saying she should go by unpunished? No, but we all did stupid shit in middle school or early high school, did we not? She should have taken responsibility for her actions, but having her career ruined is excessive, is it not? We should have listened from Garam herself, or be provided with more evidence of this. I don't agree with the way her company responded and kicked her out after 76 days in the group. When the bullying was revealed by the first alleged victim, people were shocked and immediately believed the victim, and 𝙀𝙫𝙀𝙀 sued the victim. The second victim had a slip of evidence, but not the substantial evidence we were promised. When I say this, I am not saying Garam is innocent, I just want to learn the whole story, that's all, but we will never know. Just imagine training for 6 years and being on multiple hiatuses, missing promotions, has literally less lines than sub-vocalists like LOONA and Sana, getting more lines than her in title tracks, which is good, but 95% of onces don't listen to B-sides, so nobody notices. Being forced by her company to be tomboyish to fit their standards. I know she was only forced at the start of her career, but she should have been given a choice, and now she is only remembered for her haircut. The only reason it has changed was because of TWICE's concept shift. Another point is being literally hated by her stylist every chance given, and on top of all that, being hated for gaining weight despite being injured and having no choice but to heal. I don't get it. Onces want to defend and protect 𝙤𝙤𝙢𝙤, but they fat shame her and make fun of her like that's once's problem. They are so hypocritical and need to take a seat. It's gray area. I don't agree or disagree unless they over-sexualize them or write about minors. I have no issue. I don't read any, but my friends do. If underage fans think they are together, they are allowed to have opinions, just don't harass idols and make them uncomfortable or shove it down their throat. Even though it's all fan culture for a lot of people, it's just a phase that not only includes shipping but also kpop. I don't understand why they get the amount of harassment they get. Most are minors and don't find fault in it, so just leave them alone. Just ignore if you're bothered. It's not that difficult. The characters or personalities aren't even similar compared to an idol's boring personality, and they can even just use their names, and idols have a fandom to read their work, is my answer to those who ask why does it have to be idols. Some writer just like idols and want to practice their skills, so just leave them be. This ties into my next point. They lack critical thinking and common sense. They can prove time and time again that they are narcissistic and have superiority complexes and are mad that kpop is made fun of. This is mostly for the bigger fandoms. They are mad why others don't stand their faves. You're the reason you did all of this. Especially Jennie solo stans, you have a special place in the depths of hell to enjoy. They don't let idols date. You're the reason because you go slamming on your keyboards when mere rumors are spread. They literally ended AOA Jimin's career in 2 days. When an idol is not perfect, they tell that idol they are dumb and should leave the group altogether. When somebody express their opinion, they are torn apart for it. They do not try to listen, understand, and respect what a person is saying without exaggerating it and making the person sound like the reincarnation of the devil himself. I am talking about them all 2nd, 3rd gen stans who can't shut their dumbass mouths about 4th gen and are obsessed with comparing aespa and Blackpink, despite Blackpink being 4 years older than them, critiquing everything and making them sound inferior to the past groups. Those racist stans who defend their idol after they do something bad and silencing those offended, or even being racist towards the idols themselves, throwing morals and dignity just to defend people that they don't even know, hurting their egos when another idol is more talented and will steamroll that idol who hasn't done anything wrong, but simply being more skilled. In conclusion, I don't blame the idols who hate their fans.
bright and yellow. I can't look.
It shouldn't be ridiculous, but some of you really getting mad because a sub-vocalist has 0.5 seconds less than a main vocalist, or that there are 2 main dancers, and one got a dance break. Like Just Breathe. Something that gets misconstrued is that this ties into favoritism, but it doesn't normally, and favoritism normally happens with outfits and promotions. A good example is EVERGLOW's discography. Mia and 𝙞𝙤 are the 2 best vocalists who carry the song, and people are hating on Mia for having 4 lines, even though she is the main vocalist and even main dancer. Everything else is fair, from outfits to hosting and interviews. You guys normally get mad over those things, but the lines is the only thing they can critique other than the consistency. I get it, the idea of an idol who makes their own music sounds more enticing, but they don't need to if they don't want to or can't. It's simply not in their pay grade, and it's just unnecessary. And I barely see Korean stans complaining, which is funny as they are painted as the judgmental ones. It's just Western stans who are used to English artists doing it. But that's just not how it works. Most idols don't even have creative control from their companies, and still get criticism about not being an idol, including rookies who haven't earned any respect just yet. I don't see people talking about this. I would rather get a good song not made by the artists than a half-ass song by the artists.
It's just less in demand than it was in 2010. Do 3rd, 4th gen idols sing less than 1st, 2nd gen? Sure, but do 1st, 2nd gen that did sing live don't anymore? It's because vocals are now not big necessities for success, there is less demand for it. It's not that 4th gen idols can't sing. It's just that there is no longer a reason to sing live for an industry that sees vocals as a monetizable asset. It's interesting to see the idols who used to sing a lot in the 2000s and see if they adapted to the current standards. Like Taeyeon, who only promoted her single Fine for a week in 2017, but every stage she did only 5 was live. But now she promoted her single Weekend again for a week last year, but the stages were lip-synced. Wanna know how I know? The lazy-ass SM used the same pre-recording with the same tune and everything. In 2020 A-Pink performed 𝙤𝙤𝙢𝙚 8 times, 5 being lip-sync and the other 3 times. You could barely hear them under the backtrack, but in 2014 when they performed Love 23 times, 16 were live and clear with remixes. The song was so popular it ran an extra month of promotions with only 7 out of 23 being pre-recorded. They are being treated as money-making dolls instead of actual idols, and Blinks are okay with that, I guess. YG sees all the hype and reaction videos, and the amount of views they got in a very short amount of time makes their company think that it's good music and that's what the fans want. It's sad because they are such wasted potential, it's disrespectful, but the fans keep on accepting a 8-song album after 4 years. Only 8 songs in 2 years, like what? It's to the point where their comeback won't be the same, but it will break 5,067 records anyway. I thought the fandom wanted the group to be taken seriously, but turns out I was wrong and they just want to see them perform again. YG will never treat BLACKPINK with respect, just their money-making dolls when finances are cut. Like YG is probably laughing their asses off at you clowns because they can make a dumpster fire and you will call it revolutionary. 2 albums with 14 songs in total. The girls work so hard and they deserve at least a full-length album, and they can't just because Teddy wants to be the lazy fuck he is. Pink Venom is good right now, but in a month or so I will wish to incinerate it. It happened with Solo and whatever Lisa's songs were. If you guys didn't absorb these shit songs but get mad when they did something different, this wouldn't have happened. All their hard work is used in acting and modeling. 2022 has been dominated by Newjeans, IVE and maybe SSERAFIM depending on who you ask, like they did it with 2018. What is happening in 2022? They will now be known as the 6-year-old group with nothing much to offer because their company didn't do anything with them. Makes you wonder why they are popular again and why they are called the best. You can't call a group with literally so no music or meaningful impact behind it the best. The math just doesn't add up. I hope they disband for the sake of the members. Like this coming from a stan of 4 years. I am just done with this shit. YG should never manage girl groups again. 6 years and they are just models. I don't necessarily agree or disagree, but they will not be as popular as big 3 groups. I am not saying they will not be popular at all, but they need to work much harder. It is especially hard now as the pool is much bigger. It used to be a mini waterhole of groups, but now it's as big as the Atlantic Ocean. The reason was not only money cuts but also streaming culture wasn't as bad. It's also bad now as many fans feel an obligation when they stan one group. They are not allowed any others, which can't get further from the truth. Groups from bigger companies will have bigger promotions and overall bigger hype and bigger interest for the company stans. Though, it is possible that one day another small company group will compete with the bigger groups. Miss Girl has one bad rap verse and haters sees it as free real estate. Of course she did culture appropriation in the past, but stans always have something to complain about. 𝙀𝙤𝙀𝙀 for just breathing. Things like allegedly being selfish and taking all the lines, being biased against the other members or plagiarizing. Despite her being the backbone of (G)I-DLE, netizens find every excuse to drag her down and pick her apart for every reason. Miss Girl always gets blamed for everything under the sun. Most things aren't serious and just feel like bandwagon hate. 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 is one of the reasons (G)I-DLE has the clout they do, like Cube could never. Cube almost destroyed (G)I-DLE after kicking Sujin out, despite (G)I-DLE being the money makers of the company now. 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 may or may not be a and we will never know. But she will never be the villain you guys paint her out to be. I am so sick of netizens picking on female idols for the dumbest reasons. With the shadow of SSERAFIM and since Chiwon and Sakura being very popular from Eyes on One, and of course the bullying scandal, which is enough pressure on a rookie group along with their company mass producing groups to hide the scandal. But most of all, it's also the cookie situation. They had a lot of controversy just at debut. Every member is a minor. Their seer has a shady history when working at SM and some of the pictures she displays in her studio. But this controversy is just the thing that pushed people over the line and why people are unstanning them after 0.5 seconds after debut. Was the lyrics for their title track Cookie. Their company Ada, a sub-label under HYBE, responded to the backlash a few weeks ago. But I was way too busy. This week I am writing the script. Is the last week of school and I have exams and stuff. But in my opinion, their response wasn't that great, even though people think it was great, but that's fine as y'all are entitled to your opinion. I think it was so bad, they shouldn't have said anything. The people who made videos on it kept on using this one word. It's called gaslighting, which I am surprised as kpop stans finally use words where they have meaning, which is in the right direction. I might make a video about it later, so I won't go too into depth, so yeah. I am not going into too much detail as I covered this in an earlier video. After years of misplaced praise, he is finally getting hated on. Many second and third gen idols have been treated disgustingly, and people need to know. They have one of the longest histories of mistreatment, overworking, sexualizing minors, putting idols into dangerous situations, sexism, not protecting idols from the media, negligence, making idols go on deadly diets, not giving idols creative freedom, and this is not even Jip himself. Jip along with Cube needs to be burned down. If ruining idols' careers and defending disgusting human beings wasn't enough, you made a name for what you find the ugliest member. Visual holes don't exist. Fans just want to normalize their gross behaviors. Even if they did exist and you are pointing them out, the group wouldn't be popular, as beauty in the pop industry is a must-need for success. The most common examples are Jihyo from TWICE, who is in my opinion one of the prettiest in TWICE, which is no hate to the other members. Chaeryeong from ITZY, who literally is adorable and I love her. Wendy from Red Velvet, despite getting surgery, is still so stunning. HWAS's beauty just isn't appreciated in Korea than in the West, and Hyo will never be ugly no matter what you say. I can't believe y'all are running around with the narrative that plastic surgery is the creation of the devil even though many idols get it done. You need to see their pre-debut photos or as time passes by to get what I mean, but majority of idols do, especially those under the big three. This includes if it's minimalistic and difficult to point out. Stans say they are fine with surgery but deny their favs got plastic surgery. Like, make it make sense. It's not a crime and it doesn't mean they were ugly before. We all know that the Korean beauty standards is harsh and idols want to match that so they can attract fans. What ridiculous is that fans would use puberty as a valid argument and why idols look different as time passes by. I get it if they were young kids at debut but not if they were in their 20s. I didn't know puberty caused lip fillers or eyelid surgery. I also didn't know puberty perfects flaws on a person's face. Like, sign me up. So go do your science homework before you speak nonsense on the internet. You do all this and if they don't get it, you call them visual holes and disgusting names. All the idols YouTubers point out has had work done and there is nothing you can change about it. I didn't realize how long this was. This is probably my longest so far but still fun to make. I know this will get no views but to those who are watching, thanks for that, and if you want to recommend a video idea, comment and let me know. Hope you enjoyed till we meet again.